Hi everyone, it's Natalie Carpenter with Story Real Estate. I'm excited to share with you another one of our favorite stories from behind the scenes in real estate. This story is about a woman named Kathy. She was so much fun to work with and we got to know her really well through the process. I think there's a lot of good takeaways from this story about the home selling process, how to use your agent as a resource, and how to utilize their network in order to make the process a lot simpler. So I hope you enjoy the story, and it also involves some homemade Italian pasta from a real authentic Italian cook. So I am excited to share it with you. So Kathy, we had met actually back in 2017. She was going through an unfortunate time in her life in that she was grieving the loss of her spouse. And if anyone has lost a spouse or knows someone who has lost a spouse or seen a grandparent lose a spouse, you know how emotional the process can be. There's such raw emotions that come up as you're dealing with the logistics of working through the transition. And for her, that was really the current hangup. She felt like there were so many things emotionally that she was not sure that she could do in order to get through the process of selling her home so that she could move up to another area and be with her daughter and her son-in-law and grandson. And we wanted to really help her be able to have the confidence to know that the process was something that was not as overwhelming as what she had thought in regards to getting her house ready, but that she had the space that she needed in order to grieve and to be able to really let go of the house and have someone next to her as her guide to help her do that. And so we were eager to meet with her to help her realize that it was actually going to be achievable for her and not this huge mountain that it had become in her head, this obstacle that she had created because she felt so overwhelmed every time she went to start getting ready or start the process of going through her stuff that she would give up, and she honestly felt like she couldn't do it. So we got to meet with her and sit down with her, and she told us stories about the home and stories about her spouse, and it was such a privilege to be able to hear about the house that they had built together, the catering business that they ran out of the basement, the memories that she had of her grandson at the house, and how much she loved her neighbors and just the community that they had in that neighborhood. And I was just really excited to help her with the details of actually getting it ready, because as she's sharing with us about this house, we realized how special it was and how we could find the right buyer for this house. We knew what we needed to do with our marketing plan as we got to know the house better, and then realized that she just needed an action plan and some guidance as we got her ready. So I went with her through the house, and we were able to distinguish what actually needed to be done and what she thought needed to be done that really didn't need to be done, that was keeping her from thinking she was actually close to getting it on the market. And we came up with a staging plan. Her daughter was also really involved in the process, which we love working with family members as well. And her daughter really helped her emotionally get through a lot of the hurdles that she was facing. So they went through the library and got it all cleared out, and she really cared about donating a lot of stuff to different organizations and nonprofits, and then also having a bunch of things hauled off to either the dump or other family members' houses or friends' houses. So there were a lot of logistics, but we were able to help her come up with a plan with her daughter. I was able to help her stage. We had a contractor that came in that did a bunch of dump runs and just took stuff out that was needed to be trash or donated, and we were able to have people come in and cut the grass, cleaners, everything that she needed to have done. Was really just a matter of getting it on paper and get it clear in her mind, and we were actually able to call and coordinate all of those things for her to take that stress off of her. So we ended up getting the house on the market pretty quickly. And as we were meeting, I just enjoyed meeting with her so much. Every time we would come over, she would have something special for us ready. One night we were countering back and forth with the buyer, and I went over there really late at night in order to help walk her through the counteroffer, and she had made homemade Italian pasta for me. They had a catering business in their basement, that was an Italian catering company that they had hosted events for the university and for different businesses in town. And so she had this whole history of her Italian food, and she wanted to make me pasta one night. And just those kind of moments with clients are really special when we're there. I think it was like 8 o'clock at night, and we're eating the pasta, and she sent me home with more pasta for Chris. And there are just some really special moments that we get to share in with people and really live life beside them as we're helping them through a period, especially like this, of major transition. And so we did get the house under contract. The buyer found the property from our marketing online. They were from the Seattle area. And it was just so cool to see her have that moment of actually being able to relax and let go of the home. There comes a time for people, I think often they're nervous about the selling process, and then at some period in time they realize this is actually going to happen and I can actually trust what Chris and Natalie are telling me. And we saw that pivot in her as she realized, I actually am so excited to move on to being near the rest of my family, and I can be thankful for the memories I've had in this home, and I can let them go, and I can pass this beautiful house on to someone that's going to enjoy it just as much as we did. And it was really just such a sweet transition to watch that happen for her, and to be able to give her that gift of moving on to something that was going to be her joy next. And I actually have a funny story. As we were wrapping things up, she told us, she was like, I think, she kind of treated us like we were her adopted grandkids, and she told us, she was like, I think you're going to get pregnant soon. And we thought that was really funny, and we were like, okay, Kathy. And then turns out we actually did get pregnant pretty soon after that. And so when she had moved to her new town, we got to call her up a couple months later and tell her that we were pregnant, and she was so excited for us. And we have plans to meet up with her next time we're in that town and have lunch with her. So it's just those kind of relationships that are really special and meaningful about our work, and we're really thankful to get to share in those moments of transition. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day.